Welcome to Made in America. I'm your host, Neal Asbury, together with co-host Dr. Rich Roffman. Hey, Rich, Forbes has just released a piece, fascinating piece, about the top 10 states for job growth in our country. Not the blue states that are at the top of the list here. Almost exclusively, the top 10 are red states or very close to being red states. But let me go through a couple of these here and get your kind of ideas of what's going on. Texas, number 1.
Duh.
Man, we are so out of step with what's going on in Washington. And hey, folks, we're creating jobs down here. We'd probably be creating a whole lot more if we didn't have the federal government in our way.
Well, listen, you got to take them seriously. They're the home of the Lone Ranger, for God's sakes. Get that straight.
Let's move on. I mean, that's not a big surprise. I guess number 2 should not be a big surprise either. North Dakota.
Well, North Dakota and the Bakken field and the areas that they were doing fracking and they were doing some energy growth, so that's not too surprising to me. I mean, I'm sure there's a little bit of erosion right now, given the fact that the progressives have been pushing hard to stop fracking, and the price of oil per barrel went down. But that's going to come back, and they're going to do pretty good.
Well, look at this. I mean, this is not about the great states here creating jobs, but I do got to kind of segue here first for a second to California, which is not on the list at all, but Oakland votes to ban coal shipments, citing health reasons.
Yes, it's for the better good.
Right.
They have to stop having all those people working.
Let's not have competitive energy. We don't want to have jobs in our state.
We don't want to breathe in the black lung stuff. We don't want to die of black lung disease. Of course, we don't do that anymore. But on the other hand, hey, let's put those people out of work at the port.
Or, let's not give our manufacturers a competitive edge by having competitive energy.
Exactly.
Yeah, so they're not on the list. No big surprise there.
No.
Number 3, though, home state of Harry Reid, Nevada, and made it on the list. Number 3. Hey, I mean, that's very good. But it's not because of Harry, is it? Well,
not exactly because of Harry, but there's a lot of growth industry in that state right now. Solar industry is being out there. Musk having industries out there for Tesla and the battery situation he wants to build out west in the Southwest. So that area, Nevada's a hot and popular state.
Well, no taxes.
Exactly.
Very pro-business. And, of course, it's got a huge tourist trade. But Nevada is much more than just a tourist trade these days. I mean, it does have an energy segment, and it does have very low taxes. A lot of companies are actually relocating to Nevada.
Yeah, well, Nevada, and what you think about it.
I think you see a lot of folks from California heading over the border.
Exactly. Florida and Nevada have gone through a metamorphosis. Florida, of course, years ago was thought of as like a retired state, and certainly tourism. But the truth of the matter is it changed many years ago and became more of an international trade state. A very exciting state to be in. One of the reasons is it's less expensive to live here. We don't have a state income tax, so it's a good deal. Nevada is going through this changeover. It's not quite completed yet, but you're getting a lot more industry attractive to Nevada, and there are good opportunities there. So you're going to go from just, a fun and sun place for gambling and so forth and that whole environment to, this is a really good place to live and raise a family and have a decent job.
And then, there's a nice segue to number 4, which is Florida. No surprise there. I mean, Florida has always been a pro-business state.
Great state.
No state income tax.
Great state.
It's very, very entrepreneurial. I mean, if you go to Miami, for instance, so many companies, little nooks and crannies and things going on there. And it's not just the Latin American market and the trade with Latin America. I mean, there's folks here from Europe, from Asia. It's a huge, huge trade city.
Well, Florida became a very attractive place to do business for lots and lots of reasons. We are sort of like the geopolitical roadway between south United States and into Latin America, into the Caribbean, from Europe, it's a straight shot, straight down from the Northeast, and also from the West. So it's sort of like the place to be for GPS in terms of business. This is a great place to be. And it has a very pro-business attitude.
Well, we don't have a lot of time left. Let's kind of accelerate the next group here.
Go for it.
Arizona rounds out the top 5. a very red state. And again, I think you got a lot of refugees, business refugees, entrepreneurial refugees, small business refugees like you have coming over to Nevada, coming over to Arizona from California. I think there is a huge bailout right now of businesses trying to leave California and finding out where they're going to go. I mean, this whole thing with the minimum wage is going to destroy places like California and the business climate there. And Arizona is going to continue to benefit, as well as Nevada. Then just to run through the next 5 very quickly. Number 6 is Colorado. I mean, I wonder if the marijuana trade has anything to do with that. But Colorado is also a very pro-business state. Georgia. Well, really not any big surprise there. In fact, I just bought a manufacturing company in Georgia. Very pro-business state. The only truly blue state in this top 10 list is Oregon, believe it or not. And that's at number 8. I would have never thought Oregon would have made the list. Well, Oregon was number 8, and just very quickly, Utah number 9, and North Carolina number 10. So, folks, there you have it. The top 10 growth states for job creation in our country. Clearly, 9 out of 10 red states or leaning red states, and just only 1 blue state in that list. Think about that. Think about that when we go to the voting polls this November in who we're going to elect as a president. Who's going to lead us to job creation?